So while everyone's at home and in their rooms or libraries trying to figure out what they're going to read this summer and creating joyful little summer reading list, I'm having lunch with my husband talking about AI. So let's discuss what exactly happened here. So a couple of weeks ago, I released a video where I had AI choose my TBR for the week. And my husband, after seeing that video posted, and I admit he's a regular viewer on my channel, he expressed to me how excited he was to watch the video. And he thought that was going to be like just a really fun idea. And I kind of, told him, oh, calm down. It's not like quite as crazy as maybe you're thinking. I was like, it's not like, actual robots chose my TBR list. And he was like, yeah, I guess that's true. It's not like, some transformers came down and gave you a reading list. And I was like, no, they didn't, but they could. And thus opened my grand search into Open AI Chat GPT, and here we are with a summer reading list created by a machine. So let me explain exactly what I did here. After a short little conversation with ChatGPT, where I questioned it about some things in terms of, Optimus Prime versus Megatron and what they might like to read over the summer, I came up with the list, or rather, it came up with the list for me. So I'm going to share with you today a reading list created by a machine for machines. I will say that before I generated this list, I did have my husband guess what he thought would be on there. And both him and I came up with one book that we both agreed should definitely be suggested. And that book is The Art of War. Our only question was, which of the Transformers would have this on their reading list? So, yeah, put your comments below right now and let me know which one you think it'll be. Needless to say, we were surprised. Kind of. I think the only other funny thing about that is that that's on my son's reading list, so I don't know what that says about him. So, like any good kid of the 80s, I've printed out my reading list here to share with you. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with the Prime reading list. And this is the list that OpenAI created for me and the Autobots, and particularly their leader, Optimus Prime. And it was nice. It started out as, giving me the basis of who it felt like Optimus Prime was, which is a leader and warrior who would likely benefit from a reading list that encompasses themes of leadership, courage, sacrifice, and the pursuit of justice. Here's a tailored reading list just for him, and maybe for you if some of those themes resonate in your life. Number one, The Art of War. Yeah, we got that right. Offers wisdom on strategy, tactics, and leadership, which would be valuable for Optimus Prime in leading the Autobots in their battles against the Decepticons. Yeah, I think we all know a few Decepticons in our lives. Number two, Leaders Eat Last, Why Some Teams Pull Together and Others Don't. This book explores the dynamics of effective leadership, emphasizing the importance of trust, collaboration, and selflessness. Optimus Prime's leadership style aligns with many principles discussed in this book. Number three, Man's Search for Meaning. This profound work delves into the human capacity to find purpose and meaning even in the most challenging of circumstances. That's one way to describe what's going on in Transformers. Optimus Prime, who often faces seemingly insurmountable odds, could draw inspiration from this book's insights. Number four, The Hero with a Thousand Faces. This book's exploration of the monomyth or hero's journey could resonate with Optimus Prime's own journey as leader and protector. Understanding the archetypical stages of the hero's journey may help him navigate his own challenges and trials. Number five, Dare to Lead. Brave work, tough conversations, whole hearts. Brown's book focuses on the courage and vulnerability required for effective leadership. Optimus Prime, as a leader who often must make difficult decisions and face formidable adversaries, could benefit from Brown's insights into authentic leadership. Number six, in case you were worried there was going to be no fiction on here, oh wait, there's more. The Alchemist. This allegorical novel follows a young shepherd named Santiago on a journey of self-discovery and personal legend. Optimus Prime may find resonance in the themes of destiny, perseverance, and transformative power of following one's heart. As the list went on, I noticed it got increasingly more interesting and further off from what I expected. Book number 7 was the Bhagavad Gita. The ancient Indian text offers profound wisdom on duty, righteousness, and the nature of existence. Optimus Prime, who grapples with moral dilemmas and the responsibilities of leadership, may find valuable guidance in the Gita's teaching. Who knew? Number 8, Ender's Game. This this one might strike a little too close to home for him. This science fiction classic explores themes of leadership, strategy, and moral complexities of warfare. True, true, true. Optimus Prime may appreciate the story of Ender, a young genius who is thrust into leadership role during humanity's war against an alien species. Yeah, that's a bit on the nose. Number 9, The Lord of the Rings. Tolkien's epic fantasy series offers timeless lessons on bravery, fellowship, and the struggle against evil. Optimus Prime may find inspiration in the selflessness and camaraderie of characters like Frodo and Gandalf. Oh, that's very touching. And number 10, The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. Covey's book outlines principles for personal and professional effectiveness, including proactive leadership, prioritization, and collaboration. Get your organization system together, Optimus Prime. As a leader committed to the greater good, Optimus Prime may find value in Covey's holistic approach to success. Oh, I guess we all need to be a little more effective in our relationships. And finally, it concluded by telling me that this reading list covers a range of genres and themes that could enrich Optimus Prime's understanding of leadership, morality, and the human experience, which is interesting since he's not human. But I guess he might need to learn more about the human experience? Anyway, it would enhance his ability to lead the Autobots and protect the innocent. And isn't that what we all want to do? Heart. I love it. I think this is like Optimus Prime in a nutshell. After he read this all summer long, I feel like he'd be ready to conquer the world or save it. Save it. He's supposed to be saving it. But that wasn't all I wanted to know. I also wanted to know, what would a machine think another machine would be reading, particularly Optimus Prime in this case. And so, after another short conversation with my computer or OpenAI or whoever it is that I'm sort of kind of not really talking to, this is what it told me. That Optimus Prime, being a wise and noble leader, would likely read literature that reflects his values of courage, honor, and the pursuit of justice. Here's a few types of literature he might enjoy, in case you would like to read like Optimus Prime, but maybe don't want specific books prescribed for you. Here's some general genres that you might want to check out. Science fiction and fantasy. Given his background as a transformer, Optimus Prime might enjoy science fiction fantasy novels that explore themes of heroism, sacrifice, and the struggle between good and evil. Works like Dune or The Lord of the Rings would resonate well with him. Okay, fair choices, fair choices. I guess they're relating Optimus Prime to Frodo? Maybe Gandalf. Number 2, he might also like some philosophical texts, particularly ones that delve into questions of morality, ethics, the nature of literature. Yet again, there's mention of The Art of War, but let's also not forget Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. They could provide him with insights into strategy and character. He might also enjoy my favorite genre, which is classic literature. He might find inspiration particularly in works that celebrate bravery and selflessness. Books like Les Mis or To Kill a Mockingbird could appeal to his sense of justice and compassion. Accounts of real-life heroes and leaders who have faced similar challenges might appeal to him. Biographies of figures like Abraham Lincoln, Nelson Mandela, and Winston Churchill could offer him valuable lessons in leadership and resonance. Optimus Prime would likely gravitate towards literature that reinforces his commitment to protecting others and upholding what is right, while also providing him with opportunities for reflection and personal growth. Well, way to go, Optimus Prime. I think this is a great reading list, and I think if he spent this summer reading this, or if you spent this summer reading this, or if I spent this summer reading this, we might all come out better leaders. I think this just shows that, reading can really transform your life. At this point in this list, I realize this is pretty much everything my husband reads, so I guess I'm married to Optimus Prime? Or at least I'm married to someone who's aspiring to be Optimus Prime. But in the interest of being fair and even Steven and square and just sharing every possible side of the spectrum available, I thought that, this video wouldn't be complete unless I also included a mega reading list. So here's what we got. Crafting a reading list for Megatron, the formidable leader of the Decepticons, involves considering his ambitions for power, his strategic mindset, and his views on authority and control. Here's a curated selection of books that might pique his interest. Number 1, The Prince by Machiavelli. The classic treatise on political power and strategy would likely resonate with Megatron's desire for dominance and his pragmatic approach to leadership. That's one way of describing it. Machiavelli's insights into manipulation, fear, and the acquisition and maintenance of power could align with Megatron's own tactics. Number 2, 1984 by George Orwell. Orwell's dystopian novel explores themes of totalitarianism, surveillance, and propaganda. Megatron, as a leader who seeks to exert control over Cybertron and beyond, might find parallels between the oppressive regime depicted in the book and his own ambitions for dominance. It was at this point that I started to realize I don't think ChatGPT is going to suggest anything to Megatron that might influence his life in a different direction, shall we say. Number 3, The Art of War. Say what? So if you didn't know, this is somewhat true of all books, for instance, 1984. Um, a book can have a purpose, but it can be used for good or evil. Just as Optimus Prime might find value in this ancient Chinese military treatise, so too might Megatron. Teachings on strategy, deception, and the importance of knowing one's enemy could inform Megatron's approach to warfare and conquest. Number 4, Atlas Shrugged. Rand's novel espouses objectivist philosophy and champions individualism, rational self-interest, and the pursuit of personal goals. Megatron, with his emphasis on strength and self-determination, might appreciate the themes of ambition and defiance against perceived societal constraints. Certainly perceived constraints in his case. Number 5 was Might is Right. This controversial work advocates for the supremacy of strength and power in human society. Megatron's belief in the superiority of the strong over the weak would likely find affirmation in Redbeard's provocative treatise. Number 6. This one. Yeah, the title says it all. The Lucifer Principle. A scientific expedition into the forces of history by Howard Bloom. Bloom's book explores the darker aspects of human nature and society, delving into themes of power, conflict, and dominance. I'm starting to see themes of my own. Megatron, with his interest in understanding the underlying forces that shape civilizations and conflicts, might find this exploration intriguing. Number 7. The Fountainhead. I don't know what it means when an author shows up twice on Megatron's reading list, but there you go. Celebrates the individualism, creativity, and the pursuit of one's vision without compromise. Megatron, as a leader who values strength and autonomy, might resonate with the protagonist, Rourke's unwavering commitment to his own principles. Number 8, The 48 Laws of Power. Green's book examines the dynamics of power and influence throughout history, offering practical strategies for attaining and maintaining power. The fact that this is recommended to Megatron is nothing short of disturbing. Megatron, with his relentless pursuit of supremacy, might find inspiration in Green's exploration of the strategies employed by historical figures to achieve their goals. These books are all starting to sound like things you may want to hide from the megalomaniac in your life. Number 9, The Republic by Plato. Plato's philosophical work delves into the nature of justice, morality, and the ideal society, which makes me wonder why Megatron would want to read it. But let's continue on. Megatron, as a leader who seeks to reshape society according to his own visions, there we go, might find value in Plato's discussion on governance and the role of the ruler in creating a just society. Except he doesn't want to create a just one, he just wants to create a society of his own making. But I guess you can twist anything you want to your own intentions. And finally, number 10, because Megatron should also read some works of fiction, The Godfather. This classic novel and its film adaptation offers insights into the dynamics of power, loyalty, and the ruthlessness within organized crime families. Not sure what ChatGPT is trying to say about Megatron and Decepticons, but we'll continue. Megatron, with his emphasis on loyalty to the Decepticon cause and his willingness to eliminate rivals, that's one way of describing what he does, might appreciate the Machiavellian strategies employed by the characters in The Godfather. This reading list spans various genres and themes that could appeal to Megatron's intellect, ambition, and thirst for power, providing him with perspectives and insights that align with his goals and worldview. Okay. And no good reading list would be complete without just a few recommendations of genres that you may or may not want to try out. So, for Megatron being a ruthless and power-hungry leader, he would likely be drawn to literature that reflects his desire for dominance, strength, and control. So here are some types of literature that he might find appealing. Machiavellian philosophy. Megatron would likely be interested in texts that espouse these principles of power and manipulation. Works such as The Prince, which emphasizes the importance of cunning and ruthlessness in leadership, would resonate with his worldview. He might also like some dystopian fiction. that explores themes of totalitarianism, oppression, and the struggle for power. I.e., he might read them because he might like to see what the wrong side of those stories is doing. Disturbing. Number three, military strategy. Given his background as a military leader, Megatron might study text on military strategy and tactics to enhance his own effectiveness in warfare. Despite his villainous nature, Megatron might also be interested in self help and personal development literature that helps him further his ambitions and strengthen his resolve. No, that is not the type of self help he needs. But apparently, that's the type of self help that will be recommended for his reading list. Books on persuasion, manipulation, and leadership techniques could be particularly appealing to him. I don't think we want to appeal to Megatron. I think we want to help him. I guess this is the reading list that instead of helping you can just continue you strong on your path. This is what happens when machines choose our books. Overall, Megatron would likely be drawn to literature that reinforces his belief in power and control while also providing him with practical knowledge and strategy to achieve his goals. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I guess he's not going to be the one who's going to suggest to himself that he maybe reads something that would actually help and develop him in a different direction. So, fair enough. So those are my 2 lists, or at least the 2 lists that were given to me. I did think it was interesting that it stayed very much inside their comfort zones, if you will, making me very uncomfortable to some extent. But while I thought it chose creative books to fit their niches, I found that the creativity was lacking when it came to the idea of moving beyond or outside of their comfort zones. And I did find that if I was going to have it generate books along those lines, that I was probably going to specifically have to ask it to recommend books outside their comfort zones, which I feel like ultimately would have just been having them swap book list. Though some of their books did overlap, so that was also interesting. So that's it for today. Let me know what your thoughts are. Have you read any of these books? Do you fall more on the Autobot side or the Decepticon? Which leader are you more like? And are you going to read either of these lists? I don't know that I am. I can't say that I have read books off of each of their lists. But that said, at least in regards to Megatron, I've read them for very different reasons. I really just enjoyed looking this up. I think it's so interesting to think about what other people read and why they might want to read different things. And I just love books because I really do think they can transform your life in the way that you think, or they can help build you up and encourage you onward towards your goals. Hopefully, they're all good goals. Let's aim for that. So let me know your thoughts, like and subscribe if you liked this video and would like to see more of my content, and I'll talk to you next time.